This is actually the last part. Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole yeah, and then there's like I pick it up and be like, I help sometimes. And that's it, that's my piece.
I'm in the photos on the website.
Yeah. And speaking of little slow right now. That's awesome. And like dinner ready. I tried like not to yeah, they usually don't like mix your food and stuff. Like, I'm just fancier, just easier. I'd rather go like 10
Drinks in the fridge, we encourage, like a $4 or $5 donation per year. And also there's wings and barbecue chicken pizza, all with island sauce on it tonight, and some veggie stuff for those people who are so into
No.
I guess now I'm about to grab some wings, grab some pizza, veggies. I don't censor that favorite, but it's like option.
Is it?
Based on my Good to see you guys again. Good to see you again.
Oh, yeah. I'm in 4 and 5 every day. Hundreds of them. Oh, it's what? Probably open this morning to get it gets really warm. Yeah. It was probably because Joel's been in here all day.
Hey, listen, I got one. I got one. There we go. No problem. I hear that.
What's that? Awesome. It was a good spoiler, yeah.
That's easy, that's great. Yeah. I watched a lot of WWE. They got to sell big reviews, so I thought. All right, so I'll start. I know a lot of familiar faces here. I just want to thank everyone for coming. Fort Holly and Bob for allowing me to do this. Really setting up. I'm going to be going on, talking, having a good time. I just want to let everyone know, not public speaking, just kind of getting the ball rolling on it. I haven't had a ton of experience, although I do enjoy it. they call it, thrive as they grow and evolve. But everyone here is the guinea pigs, so to speak. So, but kind of like the reliever in baseball. I'm warming up in 10 right now, so I'll be a little bit awkward. I'll lose my words a little bit, but he's coming as I get going. It comes roll. Kind of passion, emotion, so I'm throwing gas by the end of it. So bear with me as this is my bullpen section, so to speak. But I'm really interested in speaking in general, obviously about my business and company, more so than anything. I'm going to try to put a spin on the whole conversation. So what I will do is I'm going to start, I think it's most important, is telling everyone here about me. And we'll move on and tell them a little bit about Island Sauce Company, about Cape Breton and entrepreneurship. And I'm hoping, like I said, I'm just getting started with the public speaking. I'm hoping that it all comes full circle and you kind of understand where I'm coming from, start to finish. So as I'm going through the steps, thinking, how does this have any relevance? I'm going to do the best I can, and I think I'm pretty good at bringing it full circle. So yeah, so bear with me, and I'll start by telling you about me. So I really, as Cape Bretoners, as people that are kind of growing together as a community, we're all in it together. We're all trying to support each other. You're all here to support me and no support yourselves. We're all here to help each other, kind of hear each other's stories. I've been to the last two the Budget Awards put on by the partnership. Because I found out when I moved home to Halifax a couple years ago. I've been to the last two, and even the last one when I was there, I just went by myself and paid my way. And a few people were like, "Oh, you won an award?" I said, "No, I'm just here strictly to hear everyone else's story." I would say that for the most part, that's why everyone's here today. And that support system, as we grow, is going to build for everybody. You know, the more we hear each other's stories, the more we communicate, the more we bring everything together. It's just it's a team, it's a community. We're all in it together, and that will make it a lot more. That will come full circle to the story and presentation will say. So yeah, about myself. First and foremost, like if you're going to support a company or support a product, I really believe that you have to support the people behind it. And this is the ground level base. So I want to tell you a little bit about me first before you know anything about Island Sauce. So I grew up city, Nova Scotia, Cape Breton, shipyard. You know what shipyard is? Yeah? Everyone? Shipyard? Who doesn't know what the shipyard is? Yeah, you don't know what the shipyard is? Well, it's like Alexander Street, Argyle Street area.
Still love all those streets I was away from.
Well, like the number two,
I got it.
St. Daniel.
I used to think member two was a city.
It's going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Yeah, it very close. It looks like that now, doesn't it? Mind you, old enough now where I grew up right outside of it wasn't city county, and it is now. But it's proud to see everybody done in shipyard growing up. So I'll say a couple of tidbits about when I was like in elementary school, the younger part, the childhood part, just kind of coming out of who I am. When I was in grade 6, check this out. I won the Sister Murphy Award for Best All-Around Student. Okay?
Hello.
Pretty sweet. What's up? Yeah. But a lot of these things I didn't realize till later in my life. When I won that award, when I was in elementary school, I didn't have the highest grades. I was, good grades, mediocre, but I was, and when they told me that I won the award, I was like shocked because I feel like, and this is nothing against any of that stuff, this is what you should strive for. A lot of that award is predominantly given to people who have the highest academic and probably the highest athletically the combination of the two. That was a precedence that was set for that award prior to me. I was an athlete, not the best one. Okay. I had decent grades, but not the best, not great. And I didn't realize this later in life. And I would love to somehow find out or meet up with the people that voted owed to me or whatever the proper terminology is to win that award. But I believe looking back, why I won the award was for a couple different reasons. When I was in elementary school, there was a lot of bullying going on. We know that's not just happened. We did socially bullying and mental health have become a lot more prominent. The awareness and the support for those type of things. But when I'm 31 years old, so this was early 90s in elementary school, that type of support and awareness wasn't there. There was, multiple people in our elementary school that had challenges for whatever reason, mentally or physically. But I always help them, support them, not on the teacher's side. I feel like when I got this award, something that people are kind of striving to win. I feel like, oh, I gotta get an 97 or an 98. I'm just assuming, I'm not analyzing anybody when I say that. But I never even thought of me myself. But I went out above and beyond in the early stages of my life to help and support those type of people. Let me say those type of people, that's wrong. It's just something that wasn't common back then. And I also to spin it another way, this is something that academically they wouldn't have noticed during the school, but these things, I like to say, nothing goes unnoticed. I'm sure it's something to do, but you have to keep that forward. When I was a young entrepreneur in elementary school, I was the guy that collected all the bottles in my neighborhood. I went door to door and collected all the bottles to make some money just to buy the next Maryland New hockey card, whatever it may be. But one day I knocked on a neighbor, an elderly lady, she lived in her house, and she came, she gave me maybe $1 worth of bottles, and I noticed then that she lived alone. She was sweet, and that compassion that I had at a very young age changed from being an entrepreneur to buy the next Maryland New hockey card. I used all the bottle money I collected over buy that elderly woman a Christmas gift. So I showed up at her place and I bought her a Christmas gift, and it brought joy and happiness to her life, and it brought joy and happiness to my life and my parents' life. And I don't think that I never forgot it. I'm sure that I didn't. My parents. So when I back to the award, when I won the award, I was just shocked. Actually, the day that I won it, I actually got in trouble for spray painting something on the wall. I think that was the faculty, whoever did that, they notice something when you're children. You don't notice those things at a young age. Those are skills and talents that are going to carry along my life, even though I might have been a 90 student or 75 student. There's other things like that that have value at that time, and still are, but that's a time. So, like I said, it's slide and tie it. I try to have as little people as possible in these things. Build the whole conversation. So as I moved to junior high, I didn't do the same thing. I think as I went to high school, I had something that no one else. But when I went to high school, I had to stay in a one income thing. So I was lower middle class with a Michigan. I had a mother that provided for me and my sister, and she gave us everything she taught me for the work she really, really hard. And never would have noticed by me. Unfortunately, when I was in high school, once again, I wasn't the best student in terms of grades. I was a big time basketball guy, and a lot of times when reasons why I wasn't a good student, like I would skip school. And nowadays, have you noticed, they cancel school forever? Which is a good thing. It's safe. I'm old enough now, where 10 or 12 years ago, you could have a considerable amount of snow or ice, and they didn't cancel school. So me and my friend, we'd always be pumped when there was a lot of snow or a considerable amount of snow, and they still had school, because we wouldn't go, and we would clean up on the streets, because that means all the shoveling competition is in school. So we could triple our profits by skipping school and going shovel on the driveways for all the people that were in school. So I say I'm a basketball guy. This is one thing I'm proud of. I don't know how little or the gauge of how sports games or how much you follow professional sports, but I will tell you, you should be slightly honored that I would say, so the NBA and the NHL, more so the NBA, but still the NHL, a little bit to a lesser degree, there's a thing called the collective bargaining agreement. It's the agreement between the players and the owners. Essentially, the guidelines to how their business works, revenue sharing, and all that stuff. So during high school, I proudly now say I skipped school on multiple occasions to read the entire NBA collective bargaining agreement, which was frowned upon then, but I know a lot of them. I know a lot of stuff about stuff that other people don't know about. I missed out on some stuff with the War of 1812, but I know how things work from a business perspective. How exceptions work, taxation, all that stuff. So these are little things that when I was growing up, I think that because I was a lower income, I'm just assuming, I don't want to point fingers at anyone. I think that because I was a lower income family that was in a lot of circles, that's didn't go to school sometimes, but I was also someone that was reading NBA collective bargaining agreements, NHL collective agreements, being a young entrepreneur, I was shoveling, trying to relieve some of the financial burden my mother had on me and my sister, because I was old enough to know that she was straight by, so I tried to do everything I could to alleviate that for her. So those are the things that I'm trying to bring you to awareness that sometimes you can't, like they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. These are the type of things that I think as a society we're becoming more aware of now and we talk about more. Obviously, we're not all the way there, and I'm not condoning a lot of the stuff I'm talking about. Trial circumstantial, black and white, case by case basis. But I just want to paint a little picture in terms of that. So, in terms of basketball, when I was in high school, I was never in the varsity team. I think a lot of the reasons why is because I was judged as someone being in school all the time or a bad kid and stuff. As I hope that I illustrated previously, that wasn't the case. I was actually a pretty smart, good student. I didn't go to school all the time for other reasons, because I was just trying to class. But anyway, so I was undervalued as a basketball player because of, I'm assuming, I don't want to say the word that someone else knows, because of those reasons. And I played at junior varsity, so it was the secondary team in high school. And when I was in high school, that was an undervalued, undercoached program. So when I was there, we didn't have proper coaching. I don't even think the school administration would even exist. So it's kind of like we buy our own shorts. God pays the coaches. The coaches, I don't blame them. In terms of basketball coaching, probably not the best, but they were volunteers with no, infrastructure for them to succeed. So even just them volunteering their time, I've never put the lack of coaching experience or expertise on them. It was more because just lacking infrastructure for them to succeed for us. So when I graduated, I went through that whole thing, and it was always a little chip on my shoulder. I ended up being at Valley State. By the time I was 23 or 24, I was a member of and Cape Breton, the Nova Scotia men's provincials. I was 23, 24, and I represented Cape Breton on that. So what I mean by that is I was obviously a pretty good basketball player. It wasn't that good. I made sure that I tried to show that in multiple ways. But when I got out of high school, I made my university coach in grade 12 had been part of the high school, and he had kind of the same vision, so along the same flaws that I did. And when I was 20 years old, he did this with not support from the administration or a lot of people thought it was crazy. Allowed me and a friend to be the head coach of the junior varsity basketball team in Canada. We were 20 years old. Just so everyone knows, prior to me becoming the head coach of Sydney County basketball, no team from Cape Breton ever in the history of Cape Breton, history of basketball, not women's, females have done it a few times throughout the years, but nobody prior to this had ever won a provincial championship being the boys basketball coach. Once again, it plays on a lot of the stuff. I know most of us grew up here, it's kind of like the connotation like that. We're not good enough, the resources aren't here for us to succeed. I go on out and with that, but it's something that I kind of want to change. And I know for myself, I had all the talent in the world, all the drive. It was just other circumstances that maybe kept me from reaching the potential from that perspective. So when this gentleman, Joel LeBlanc, his name, he gave us a coach. A lot of scrutiny he faced, And we were uphill battle because we were, struggling for credibility being 20, 21-year-old head coaches. So the first year we did well, we kind of built the infrastructure of the program. My second year, I was 21 years old. I became part of a very special thing. We had a great group of kids. We took it very seriously. We wanted to give them a first class. This wasn't a buy your own shorts. No one knows about you. It doesn't matter to show up and practice type team. We wanted to build something that the kids cared. It meant something to them. They were first class. We wanted to make them feel like they were important. They were special. The team meant something. And they watched the NCAA, and they watched Duke University, North Carolina, and they all showed up and shake ties and all clap with each other. That's what I wanted from them, because that's what I didn't have that. And I wanted to change the narrative. I wanted them to have that, because I know how important that is when they're that young. So that was our goal, was never to win anything. Our goal was to change that culture, that narrative, to give young, athletes, student athletes, a president, just a better experience, and a better chance to be role models, and a better chance to succeed athletically and academically. So in turn, that it plays a lot in that you don't ever, if you're trying to, my thing, so long story short, we won 28 straight games. We started the year 2-2. We won 28 straight games and became the first provincial boys basketball champions in Cape Breton history. 7 years. Long as we ever do. If there was a bookie before that season, what odds on the chance of us winning the French championship, they wouldn't even have gave us. Because it never happened in 100 years. And 2 years ago, they were buying their own short and volunteer coaches and not only about basketball. So long story short, we won 28 straight games. We went to every tournament in the province. We raised all the money ourselves. And we won the French championship. And that changed. What that did is that my goal was never to win French championship. I wasn't going there to try to win as many basketball games to stroke my ego as this great basketball coach. It was to help young kids, something I didn't have, change the narrative. But when you have that kind of mindset, I noticed now is that you get back. You don't see it comes full circle. If you do those things unconsciously in those narratives, like what I say was like, I don't like using the word miracle. I just heard this in like a YouTube video, so I used it for lack of a better term. But like, I was almost like I was being their miracle. Everyone looked for a miracle. A lot easier to be someone else's miracle than it is to win the lottery. But in turn, and maybe in their miracle, for lack of a better term, what I ended up receiving was a miracle of my own. I was a basketball coach, basketball coach, and Cape Breton history. Went on to build a successful program there. We were 7-5 regional champions, and so on. Anyways, the moral of the story is, I think you guys understand that. So that same year, I was 21 years old. We used to show up. People would say, "Where's your coach at?" And I'd say, "Oh, I am the coach." And they would literally laugh in my face. But anyways. But that year, the NSSAF, the Nova Scotia School Athletic Federation, they honored me with the one, sir. You doing it?
Sorry, I'm late.
Yeah, don't be sorry. That was some bad weather out there. I know it's like I got a nail in my tire. I'm lucky that you showed up.
No, happy things.
Just to carry on with that, I won the Nova Scotia School Athletic Federation, won the NSAF award for most outstanding service to the province for school sport. I don't know if I don't ever compete right now. I don't before. I don't think I haven't heard any sense, but I hope that me being the first change the narrative. Well, these allows them to look at right, but I don't think they was ever even looked at for us. I think you would have a circumstance of that extraordinary feat led me to win that award. But me being the first to do so, I think that now the eyes are on us in the program we built here. Now less extraordinary feats will be recognized, just the accomplishments. So going into that, like I said before, we were lower middle of the Island University. I started working full time when I was 18 after I graduated high school. I started working full time. And I graduated at CBU. I got a community studies degree, Bachelor of Community Studies. This is relevant because community I now. So, but when I say that, I paid my whole way through university cash. what I did was I coached the basketball team full time and gave them a first class experience, which I don't know if you know how much time and effort that puts into to giving that type of effort to do something like that. I worked full time, 34 hours a week, my class of teacher. And I paid my allowance to college cash, work 30 cents, I paid it off. Took a little more time than most people, but it was, you know, age was there. Sorry, it was, but I wouldn't change it for the world. And since then, I graduated from the 5th grade, so I got a plaque and a $3 frame, or not a plaque, I got a certificate and $1 for a frame, or a frame. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't fall off the wall, because these things, the cardboard's pretty sketchy out the back of those $3 frames, but. Watch some sauce, and I can update my frame, all right? What I'm trying to get to the point of why I'm a sauce company, that's why you're here, you're not here to listen to this guy talk to himself. But with my college degree, I also went off and became a licensed sell life insurance and mutual funds in TecSocial. I worked in the YMCA, multiple groups, different fresh jobs. Actually, we moved home a couple years ago. I moved home Halifax. I moved there briefly for over a year for career purposes, which I regret now, but we're here. We're back. We're in the same kind of boat. I was offered multiple, I was offered very lucrative jobs. Every time I was moving home, I decided to move home instead of taking the lucrative job there to start a professional basketball team in Sydney, where I worked in an office with no heat, doing Wi-Fi from the neighbors, and racking up my credit card because I didn't get paid for almost a month before we actually generated revenue. So, you know, I was part of the ground floor of successfully building a professional basketball team here. Down and brought me home. I don't really do that this year. It was a one-year thing for me. I'm very proud of that. It was my passion my whole life. It wasn't going to put me $1 that I could put on that. Even though my credit card's still out there, you know, I'm still paying for that year. But, I always talk about why I'm buying things. How you value certain things. It's your own life. Everyone has their own life. I read a thing on it. Like people always ask you, "Oh, do you have a house? Do you have a wife or a car? You know?" They never ask you for half. So I think that you know, living life, people say, "How can you turn down a job like that?" Well, that's my life. It makes me happy. Take rents will make me happy. So I got an opportunity to do that, which was great. And finally, after I finished out the basketball game, I said, "All right, that's my time. It's my time. I'm ready. I got all this experience. I want to go do something on that." Which led to a sauce company. So before I get on it, actually, like, I'll give you the logistics. I'll tell you about I'm a sauce company. I'll try to shorten this up. I don't want to bore anyone or keep people going. But it goes along with, before I talk about sauce companies, starting like something here. Because, you know, I had left briefly, I feel like when we were growing up, a lot of people felt like there was a connotation. Couldn't go into basketball championship, pay partners can't play basketball. You can't, you know, do this, do that, or you have to move away to start a career, or whatever it may be. I think you understand the point I'm trying to make. I think the connotation of quite some time, which was just, it was wrong from the start. Like, we have as much talent and great people here as there's anywhere in the world. You know, building the infrastructure and the knowledge and the support is key for anywhere, for success anywhere. And building that here now is only going to breed the next generation of talent. And I see nothing but great things in the future, right? And the future of the sauce assumption. But basically, so I looked at everything. So when I first started, people would tell me like I'm crazy. You know, people when I took a basketball job and I was living off my credit card and all these things. So people started on sauce companies said, "If you're crazy, but I have to do it. I was lucky with the basketball experience. What that taught me was that anything's possible. People tell you that when you're growing up, oh, you can do whatever you want. You need to kind of, I don't know, maybe you don't. That was like, I don't know, I just won't form it. It's like clarification or making you believe. Because basically that story, and I could tell you a 2-hour story about that season. But if you watch like any documentary about like NCAA, I know there's one like 30 for 30, I don't know if anyone's familiar with them. But basically, like that story, that season, I only played those is amazing as an accomplishment. It's great as any story you can tell. Same ones they show on ESPN about the Duke University or NC State in 1990 with the Hall of Fame coach. It's just an apple cake, right? And you know, ESPN's not what many coverage down here, obviously. But it's no greater story or no greater accomplishment, no greater people than that. We just see that on TV. So it gave me this like. It reconfirmed what I thought of myself. So I always had a big imagination. I'll tell you, like, when I was a little kid, I'll be like on the street, like, man, we should just go. I'll be going, and people on the other side of my neighbors, kids still playing street hockey. I'm gonna get that show. And I believed it. I ended up giving up on that dream because I wanted it, not because I was supposed to. But I focused on what I was in. But with the sauce company, what I noticed with that is that I I didn't start with just reconfirm my belief that like we got it here, we can do whatever we want. We have the talents here, and you just gotta not listen to what other people tell you or other connotations because we can change the narrative. And I mean, you just take a couple products to do it, which I don't want to do. So on top of the basketball thing, I had a couple of friends, close friends, the names Kirk Sampson and Dad Bowman. Very friends when I was growing up. I sat next to them in the basement with an Xbox, hanging out playing cards. They were all my friends. They were everybody. They broke my whole life. I literally sat right next to them as they were like totally missed soccer. I couldn't play any good. Turns out that they came to Dad and came to this TecSocial, and that's how money sold the company. Multi-million dollars changed it. I made innovation technology, and now I have great careers. Doing great things, and they were right next to me. So right next to me, I saw a ball. I became the first Prince-William basketball coach in take part in history. A great story that you've ever heard of any documentary you've seen. Right next to me was my two friends that sold made tech innovation and sold the company. So I saw. Oh, I don't. What anyone tells me is what anyone says. I'm not like saying that certain people are totally together. Out the window. I don't believe it. Anyone tells me I can't do something, I don't believe you. I don't care. I'm going to follow on the beast. And, I'm not going to be illogical about it, but it's certainly not going to believe if there's an opportunity that I see that makes sense. So that's when I want to do something on my own. And it became the Island Sauce Bar. There we go. Type of sauce. You guys have wings? Wings delicious. Okay. Maybe not my bad. Wings, they're good sauce. After I've been talking, feel free. I don't want to like the movie. So drink the sauce. So take it home with you. So eat the sauce. If you're right here, just bring it over there. The sauce is good. And part of that reason is, and so what I talked about, the sauce company, when I looked at, I had another friend. So another friend of mine is one of the Fred Brewery. He started Fred Brewery. A couple of my friends, so I've done that for advertising. Same guy next to me, as I said, about Dad and myself. We have a Nova Scotia Spirit Company, all my friends. So I started seeing this, and I wanted to be a part of it, and I saw an inefficiency in the market. It was the sauce. Luckily, I have a friend that's the most undervalued, one of the top young chefs in Canada. That you wouldn't know about. His name's Nathan Susan. He's right there. He runs his own catering company called Elementary Catering. If you ever need a home catering, he's the best in the business. If you don't ever need a home catering, that's fine. All I ask you is go to his website or go on Facebook. Check out what that man does. He's an unbelievable talent, unbelievable human being, person, friend, and it was another opportunity. I could care less about the extent I make on paper. What I want to do is showcase another one of my friends undervalued or unnoticed talents. Like that man right there, and I said, go on Facebook. He's one of the best young chefs in Canada. it's not the best. Nope. Worst speech for himself, and all that is that first year. So I approached him, I told him my vision, my plans, wasn't hard sell, he was on board. See, I'm gonna hard working, guy like himself, big dreams, and one of the best young chefs in Canada. That's all from right here. So we developed 2 flavors. We got Highland honey barbecue, it's got a honey flavor. So it's got saucy behavior. And we got Cape Smoky Barbecue. It's got a Cape Red base, smoky mountain taste. Okay, so yellow smoke to it, great. And then we got a spicy Chipotle barbecue that's on. So we saw, I saw it in the sauce market. Like we have our own brewing company. We have our own beer. We can buy our beer here. We have our own, like even Canada, we have our own clothing companies, Roots, East Coast Lifestyle, whatever it may be. Like I was nowadays, like I said, my friends are advertising. They have their own advertising companies, all these types of things. If you think, like I do a lot of like, trying to find inefficiencies in the market. If you think, like, what is Canada's sauce company? Not even just Cape Red. So that's, you build the foundation. I'm all about building the foundation. I have a financial background. You build it from the base, build a strong foundation, and you build the first floor. So you put the roof on a house before you build a strong foundation. Cape Red will always be based on foundation. But thinking bigger, I'm always thinking long term, as far as I can go, or 5 steps ahead. Not get ahead of myself, but you have to think of these things. Be proactive. Well, like what is, you don't have to answer the question, I just want to put the question in your mind. What is Canada's sauce? Like I said about clothing, it goes maybe for beer is Canadian, mostly Canadian. And I'm sure we could take the input oil ones in all these different types of markets. But what is Canada's sauce? And I've asked other people, I thought myself, we don't have one. If you look in the grocery store, not saying there's no Canada sauce companies, there is. A lot of them are niche. Some of them are a little bit smaller, or they're in, but they don't really take over, or they don't really do that market presence. If I look at the grocery store, look at the sales and the dollar research through Canadian sauce companies, we're still walking a whole lot of barbecue. Frank's. I give Dave some props. Dave's no social company, but he's a hot sauce company. It's not a sauce company per se, but there's no real connection to any sauce company. Again, mind you, I won't give you all the market research. A lot of people eat sauce food clients. I promise you that. Right? It's a big game. They don't just eat it everywhere. They eat a lot. And it's one of our slogans, like we want to enhance the flavor of your food and the enjoyment of your meals. And that's what sauce and food is all about. Obviously we want to make a living and build a good life for our families and our friends and stuff. But the other goal, which goes along with what I said, is like it's not about me, really. And if you lucrative and being a millionaire, I'll give it all away most of it. Not after MC. And really, the passion we have is like we want to enhance the flavor of the food and enjoy our meals. And like we want to be like that's what we Brighton, Nova Scotia, Maritimes, Canada's sauce company. We care. We want to give people what they want, and we slowly build the infrastructure to do that. So, yeah, we have the sauce company, sauce company. I believe this launching goals to be national brand. Because with the gate face, someday you will say, I sat here, or maybe you won't. Okay. You'll think it though, maybe. Right. But we set a great infrastructure. We have an international ingredient company does all of the helps with the product development. We have food scientists, there are labs. So this is a real operation now. So we got the best, highly qualified, reviewed ingredients and production company in the world, in their labs, their scientists, refining their products. One of the best young chefs in Canada that was developed. So, and a hard-working salesman trying to do that. So, between myself and Nathan and having this infrastructure with food science labs, people that do, and also a co-packing plant has every insurance, every packing capability, just outside Halifax. We produce our products. But we're now in the game. I don't mean to overstate this, but this is being in this stage. So basically, we've been going since September. I haven't really marketed or advertised much because I kind of hit it strong, and it started to pick up, and I realized, oh crap, I'm already man. kind of pump the brakes in the marketing, advertising, just everything. She just kind of made sure I didn't overpromise, undercommit, and I've brought it a long way. And now I'm almost there. I mean, there's always hurdles. There's always things. I just got my first large shipment of sauce. So I'm now carrying my own inventory. We have 6 locations around here, but retail and sell. We're expanding down there, expanding here in the next week or 2. NoStream is which is right next door. They're doing marketing and advertising with lots of them. We're shooting promo videos. Our website's going to be done over. We have a lot of content. I don't want to give up too much, but I promise that in the next month or 2, you're going to see a lot of sauce come in. I really think that I'm impressed with, proud of. And so we're really kind of closing in on like doing a hard launch, where it's kind of almost like a soft launch now. Like I said, we have our 3rd product, it's called the barbecue. It's coming the next month. So we'll complete our first line of sauces, so we got smoky, sweet, spicy, and then we're opening the floodgates. This is a sauce and confinement company, our barbecue sauce company, our hot sauce company, our sauce company, deep bread and simmers, and then someday the hot candies. So the people they want, tartar sauce, we'll make it. Because we want to develop products to the taste of our consumers, and we don't want to be a faceless corporation. To really provide something in the market, if you've ever heard of the market or how the market, capitalism works, you got to provide something that other people aren't going to fix a problem. And so, I mean, the bigger ones, they'll just make whatever they want. They got the monopoly, but really, with great people and smart planning and say the infrastructure, like long term, short term, we're getting there. But the infrastructure is set up that we're going to compete with all these companies. And it won't be too long. We have some other people behind the scenes that we're working hard, and I can't give you a timeline on it, but sooner or later, we're building one facility here. We're going to make it here. We're going to provide the industry and the economy here in Cape Breton. We're going to be full package products for other people. And we'll see too much more of other people. This is not something that we're not cooking this off in a competition. We want to expand and have something done quite out and really give consumers what they want at a better price, with best people, the best chefs, and the best science behind it. And make it happen. It can happen right here, just like it happened. They had a movement for extension, just like it happened on the basketball team, just like it happens with probably each and every one of you that are here. So, really, the sauce is great. So try it, please. But more importantly, I'll just finish up here. I should have a cough on it. Hurry up, look. But I'll finish up is that, like, when you buy it, you support the sauce company, buy the sauce. So tell your friends about, like, you're not just getting the best sauce you'll ever have in life, or these top 5, right up there. You're supporting the cause, the dream. And I promise that we'll do the best we can to make the best sauce we find and be a company that our community and our nation is proud of. Thank you for listening. That's it.
So we do have some stuff that we're giving away tonight. So if you guys want to enter, if you have a business card, you can throw it here. If you don't, you have cards over on the table. You can put your name on there and put it in here. So we'll do it all in a couple minutes.
Well, I have a question for Kevin.
Any questions? I did not. It's my first time. I'll stand up there. I'll stand. If anyone has any questions, they can ask.
Yeah. And so we do have some events coming up.
I'll probably ask you individually again.
Okay, yeah. Some? I don't know. Check these events. One of these two.
Yeah, so we have some events coming up here. Project Management next week. Monday and Tuesday, so a couple of spots open if there's anyone interested in that. The Forward organization is doing a local wide to discuss sort of, like say, business community. We're going to have an Atlantic immigration pilot overview in this room on the 14th. And then they're going to have office hours the final week. And also, I'm going on a recruiting roadshow across Nova Scotia. So if there's anyone that has a company where they're looking to hire some great local talent, that should bring some Bretoners back to the island. Flag me down tonight or send me an email, and I'll happily sort of promote that position for you and your company. I'm going to be looking at most of the local universities sort of across Nova Scotia. And yeah, our next TecSocial is March 1st. And if there's anyone in the room who just happens to be here by chance, you can join our mailing list, stay up to date on all these events and more that will happen in the spring. So thank you. And if you have questions for Kevin, I think he'll be circulating the room. So
We'll just talk then. Thank you. Thanks, Brett, Holly.